And finally, do Brasil, ela falará em inglês, Djamila Ribeiro.
Good evening. Good evening. Bonsoir. A friend once told me that are two kinds of speech, the bad ones and the short ones. So I'll try to stick to the second. It's such a joy to be here in Montreal for the first time. I'd like to greet the Ambassador Fernando Coimbra, our representative in the Brazilian consulate in Montreal, for all the support. I also warmly greet Ingrid Benjamin, a colleague writer, editor, and journalist who has been doing so much for Brazilian and Latin American literature in her career. I also greet the Director of Programming, Madame Marie-Andrée. Through these two remarkable women, I extend my greetings to my fellow writers and to all of you. This festival invites us to reflect on something both simple and profoundly complex, how we can understand one another. We live in a time of access of information, noise, speed. Words circulate constantly on our screens, in our institutions, in our daily lives. But circulation does not necessarily mean connection. Speaking does not guarantee being heard, and hearing does not necessarily mean understanding. So perhaps the question is not only how we speak, but from where we speak, and who is allowed to be heard. My work has been shaped in Brazil by a concept I developed from Black feminist thought, lugar de fala, or speaking place. It's the idea that every voice emerges from a social position, from a history, from lived experiences that shape what can be said and how it's received. This is about making visible the structures that already organize it. Because the truth is, we do not all enter the conversation equally. In a world marked by deep inequalities, by racism, by sexism, by colonial histories that are not in the past, but alive in the present, words carry weight. They can reproduce hierarchies or they can challenge them. They can erase or they can reveal. They can divide or they can build bridges. But for words to truly help us understand one another, we must begin with a commitment to listening, not as a passive act, but as an ethical and political practice. Listening means recognizing that our own perspective is not the center of the world. Listening means being willing to question what we have been taught to see as natural, neutral, universal. And it's not easy. To understand one another is to recognize that multiple worlds coexist within the same space. And perhaps literature, spaces like this festival, offers us something essential in this process. Literature invites us to inhabit other perspectives, to feel other experiences, to confront realities that may be distant from our own. Because every time we write, every time we speak, we participate in the construction of a new world. And sometimes understanding begins not with speaking louder, but with creating space. Space for other voices, spaces for other experiences, spaces for other possibilities of existing. Thank you.